Hello class, good evening. Welcome to our second class in the Bioscience Entrepreneurship Program here at Creighton. In our second class tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the invention process and then also how do you protect discoveries, and we'll be learning some tools to help you do that. Now, our agenda for tonight is to first hour we'll have a panel discussion where we'll have some bioscience inventors. The first one being Dr. Barbara Braden, who is the Dean of University College and former Dean of the Graduate School here at Creighton. She's the inventor of what's known as the Braden scale. It's an internationally, worldwide recognized scale to give information about the degree and type of pressure sores or bed sores. And this is something that literally has been adopted by hospitals, nurses, nursing homes, and so forth around the world. So she'll be talking about the development of the Braden scale. The next speaker, our second speaker, will be Chuck Sloop. He's a professional engineer who has developed a new way of handling energy management for buildings, and actually this has some implications for biofuels. And so he'll be talking with you about that. Something just came out in the New York Times yesterday, and it said that energy management is really the entrepreneurial wave of the future. And so he's going to be telling us a bit about his project and how he's working with the Peter Kiewit Institute, some of the professors there, to commercialize his products. After we have a Q&A with them, we'll then have our pizza, and for half an hour you'll have some time to spend with Dr. Winkler again, talking about your projects. I know that after last week that you're probably all very curious and interested in getting going, but you have some questions. So he will be here to answer your questions and eat pizza. And then we're going to turn to the next hour in which we'll work on developing some tools and techniques to do patent searches, copyright, trademark, and even to look at internet domains. So one of the things that you'll want to do is to think of some names for your companies and to check out and see if those domains are available, and we'll show you how to do that. And then finally, in the last hour and a half or hour or so, you'll get started with what I'm calling team time, and that is time to be with your team to set out your work plan and to get started. And of course, Dr. Winkler and Lee and Marianne will be here to help you along with me. And actually, I should have mentioned that Lee and Marianne are going to be the ones to lead you through this tools for protecting property, because they are the experts. So that is our agenda for tonight. For next week, you'll be asked to perform, or your team will be asked to perform a patent search for your product to see if there are items similar to yours, and if so, in what ways, and to come back and ask any questions that you have, because next week we'll have a panel not only of IP lawyers, but also a litigator who's litigated patent lawsuits. And so I think that's going to be a very interesting class, and you want to come back with plenty of questions for them, particularly as they relate to your specific team's project. So that's what we have on board for tonight. I wanted just to mention one thing, and this is more geared towards the cosmetic group and the cellulite team, and that is Dr. Winkler had asked me, he provided me with some edemawear, which you see here on the side of the screen. This is an example of the edemawear, and you can see it's a compression material, a yarn. And I actually used this almost like a body tube, and pulled it up and had it all the way from my knees to my chest area. And I have some observations for the cellulite team. I wore it to bed, and I will provide some data for you and have another subject. And as we start to get subjects and design different products, I think that it will be very helpful to think about developing a protocol. What information do you want to collect, and make sure that your subjects, for example myself and my friend who is an aerobics instructor, Pilates instructor, and yoga, would capture that information so that you can conduct this as a scientific research experiment. So that's it for tonight in terms of our agenda, and I hope you enjoy the class, and we'll be working with you over the next 3 hours.